there, Tenno. I'm Shadow Scythe, and today we're going to unleash some chaos when we get locked and loaded with Assimilate Nyx. Now, first off, I'm going to show you guys the build that I have, but before I do that, I figured that now would be the best time to do my locked and loaded video for my Assimilate build, due to the fact that with the hotfix yesterday, Assimilate no longer absorbs friendly fire. So here's the build that I use: Vitality and Redirection for your survivability, and yes, I do use both. Primed Continuity and Constitution for your power duration, which helps kinda draw off of your energy drain whenever taking enemy fire, as well as it helps out with her other abilities to add to the distraction. Prime Flow for the increased energy capacity, obviously some power efficiency and power strength, and then Assimilate, and then this is just to kind of counteract or give you a little bit of extra range using Cunning Drift. Anyway, now that I've given you guys the build, let's go right into a mission. What do we have here? Nothing really decent there. Nothing really decent there either. Okay, well, looks like we are just going to do an alert then. Now that I think about it, I probably could have done a syndicate mission, but oh well. Didn't think about it, so it didn't happen. Anyway, I'll kind of show you what this build does for her other powers as well, just so that you guys can see that. And holy loading screen lag. Alright. But this shouldn't be too terrible.
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
51-second mind control. 43-second chaos.
Look for personal life support modules.
And now for the Assimilate. Of course, there has to be an Ember in here. Freaking cancerous world on fire. Alright. Now, I'm just going to sit here and absorb as much damage as possible. I don't know why I'm stuck in a perma-crouch. But, as you guys can see by the number indicated, I'm slowly building up damage. That would be a lot more if these were higher level, obviously. So let's just wait for energy to expire. And wiped. Obviously, I don't have enough power range to basically wipe the room, but it's enough to actually be useful.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
It also works out well for if, for whatever reason, you need to quickly revive somebody. And you're in the heat of a fight, just duck behind a corner, turn it on, crawl out there, essentially, to get to your ally, pick them up, and then detonate it for the knockback to stagger your enemies, and then get out of there so you don't go down. I mean, overall, it's nice because it adds... Assimilate's nice because it adds to Nyx's survivability, and it also has a massive amount of utility. Kind of like the gigantic range absorb bubbles that you see people using. That work really good for covering, like, mobile defense targets, or were really good for covering the old mobile defense targets before they got their visual update and they're now like 3 times the size that they used to be. Wow, my aim. Get out of my face.
Another life support capsule is now available.
But, it's got about the same amount of utility as those because they still work for covering basically 2 additional allies to where if you need to res somebody, they can just run inside your absorb bubble and res them while you sit there and eat the damage to redirect it outward. I mean, there's nothing too grand about the build itself, but it's a high survivability Nyx build, because she is a little bit of a glass cannon, I guess you could say. Not so much in the terms that she does a ridiculous amount of damage, because she can, but if you start running into higher level missions like the 70 plus missions, depending on specific enemies, it very well could just be the end of you before it even began. This kind of avoids that, because if for whatever reason your health is low and say it's infestation and they apply the toxin proc, you can drop into assimilate, still move around to get out of harm's way if you're low energy, but you can counteract any and all damage that would be dealt to you via that proc. Just like right there, I avoided the additional damage from the fire proc from that napalm. Who, I'm not gonna lie, I actually completely forgot spawned here. Even though it's Grenier. Just keep going. You can die. You can die. Hey, there's a napalm. Oh, okay. I was hoping to get him to turn and shoot at me, but instead my level 19 Paris Prime was enough to kill him. Of course, that's what I get for bringing a 4 Forma Paris Prime in. Okay, here. Like, normally this should be hurting me, but obviously, with Assimilate, it's not going to. But there's really not much else that I can talk about without making myself sound like a complete and total idiot for explaining stuff that you guys should already know if you've played Nyx. Because this build will work on both Nyx and Nyx Prime. Nyx has a little bit lower survivability than Nyx Prime just due to the armor differences. But other than that and the polarities, it's roughly about the same. I will put the build up again. Now, I believe when I put my build up, I have 2 or 3 Forma into her. If I have 2, you're going to need 3 for Nyx. If I have 3, you're going to need 4. Just because Primes all come with that additional polarity over their standard counterpart. But that's really all that I've got to show you guys today. If you like this video for whatever reason, hit that like button and subscribe. If you'd like to stay up to date with me outside of my video updates, check out my player.me and Twitter links in the description box below, or my Patreon link if you would like to support the channel and its endeavors for whatever reason. It is appreciated if you decide to, but it is not necessary. And until next time, Tenno, stick to the shadows.